Hey everybody, you're about to see me butcher this nice man's name a few times in this video. It's pronounced JoshStrancer. Stracner. Anyway, when I make mistakes, I'd like to admit it. So while I go burn the proper pronunciation of his name into my brain, I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks. Hello everyone, Cerebral here. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. We have some breaking news. BASS officials have ruled ineligible to fish this weekend's Folds of Honor Elite Series event on the Sabine River Josh Stracner, the 2021 Rookie of the Year winner. Now this story gets really sketchy really quick, so first I'm going to read you an excerpt from what I received from Bass. The excerpt reads as follows. Elite Series Pro Josh Stracner of Vandiver, Alabama will not be fishing this week's Folds of Honor Bassmasters Elite Series at the Sabine River. Bass officials have ruled him ineligible for the sixth stop of the 2023 Bassmaster Elite Series season because he is unable to secure the required Texas fishing license. We'll get to why here in a minute. Bassmaster Elite Rule C6-4 for sportsmanship states in both official practice and competition, competitors are required to have all licenses, permits, required on the tournament waters in which they fish. After contacting Texas Parks and Wildlife Department in an attempt to resolve the issue, Stracner informed BAS officials in advance of the tournament. This means that once he found out he was unable to obtain the license, he called Bass, and of course, they went ahead and deemed him ineligible. Now, where this story gets a bit interesting is something we've dealt with before on the channel with the walleye guys out of Ohio. It's the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact Act. And it comes into play here too. Let's dive into why. I'm going to read you Josh Stracner's own account of the situation from his Instagram page. These are his words. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell you why he got some things wrong. He says, last year while on a pre-practice trip to another state, I received a ticket for no fishing license. Which is another crazy story, he adds. And by that state's laws, that means automatic loss of license for 1 year in that state, which I did not know would happen. So fast forward till now. I found out this week of a law called the Compact Interstate Law, kind of got that wrong, that a handful of states, got that wrong too, participate in, which means when you lose your license in one state, then you lose it in other states that are part of the compact. So the only choice I had was to notify Bass officials. I couldn't have dreamed up a situation like this would happen the way it did, but it happened, LOL. Okay, now that we've read that, let's dissect this a little bit. Homie admits to have gotten a ticket in another state for not having a fishing license while pre-fishing for an event. I'm sorry, folks. How in the hell do you not have a fishing license if you're going to be fishing? Just because you're an Elite Series Pro doesn't mean anything. Have your freaking fishing license. Rule number one before getting your gear and getting on the water, have your freaking fishing license. He admits to getting that ticket. Okay, what's next? He says that getting this ticket in this state, which by the way he doesn't name, means a loss of fishing license for 1 year in that state. And that all other states that participate in this Compact Act, it loses it there too, but he only says that's a handful of states, and that's wrong. So let's get to that. First off, there's a bit of a math issue there that should have been addressed at about the first grade. 48 states are members of the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact Act. Not a handful, 48, folks. Okay, so to hear him tell it, if he loses his fishing license for 1 year in this unnamed state, then he also loses it for all the other states that are part of the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact, which would be 47, not a handful. So if that's the case, has he been fishing all along now without a proper fishing license? I don't know. I'll have to dive into that further. Or is he simply wrong? Okay, what it could possibly be was that other states will pick up that 1 year ban as well, like apparently in this case Texas, and other states might not. I'm not sure into that, but I'll find out. However, It's hard for me to go off information he provides when he's even wrong on the number of states that participate in the compact. Like I said, it's 48 on the books, not a handful. So am I saying that he's been breaking the law and fishing in all these other events without a license? I'm absolutely not saying that, not at all. It all depends on what the other states that are part of the compact adhere to as far as their part of the agreement. Also bear in mind this appears to be the first time he's run into this situation, and he's self-reported to BASS. So I think he's got that going for him in a big way. So personally, where I'm concerned, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Although that first ticket for not having a fishing license, I'm going to tell you folks, I've never got a ticket for not having a fishing license. No matter the state, no matter the condition. If I know I'm planning a trip to a state that I don't have a fishing license in, I'm getting my freaking fishing license. It's the first thing I'm doing. Whether it's online, whether it's stopping at the first freaking Walmart, I'm doing that. Remember here recently the gentleman that was disqualified from Wright Patman in Texas, Northeast Texas, and lost $100,000 that he had won at a tournament based upon not having a fishing license? That's why, folks, because let me tell you, with my luck, the one time I didn't have a freaking fishing license would be the time I would win the big bucks. That's my luck. It's kind of karma giving me the middle finger. So, first thing you do when you hit town, you either get online or you get your freaking license in a store. Now, in all fairness, I have reached out to Mr. Stracner and given him an invitation to be on the channel. He says there's an interesting story as to why he got that ticket for not having a license. I know I would love to hear it, and I'm sure you guys would too. He would be a great guest to have on. So hopefully he'll join the channel and we can chat up, find out what happened, what's going forward, all that good jazz, right? It would be great. But until then, I really appreciate each and every single one of you guys for showing up, watching. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. I love all you guys, and you're the reason the channel is here. So do me a favor. When you get out there this weekend, get your gear together. Please, for the love of all that's good in this world, make sure you have your fishing license. Get out there and keep it wet.